Was the overarching thing was like, we have to be the good people. On COVID, on the people with the lawn signs. It's in this house we believe there are no illegals on stolen land, and all love is and things I don't disagree with, of course. Well, I disagree with the stolen land thing. That's silly. Either shut up or give it back. But just in general, they have this idea that they are only really fully alive if they are taking the cause of some marginalized group. Homeless, same thing. Like somehow that got completely inverted. We defend your right to live on the sidewalk, where it used to be the compassionate thing was to get you off the sidewalk.
Bill Maher sat down for a recent interview with Sam Harris, and one topic that quickly came up was identity politics. Maher used this moment to criticize Democrats for still focusing on identity politics, even though many people see problems with it. During the conversation, Harris appeared slightly uncomfortable as Maher spoke very directly. The discussion set the tone for a strong and honest debate. All the key clips from this conversation are included, so viewers can see exactly what was said. Now, let's move straight into the main points of the discussion.
Surprising that suddenly you discover a tension between women's rights, trans rights, gay rights, and it's if everyone wasn't in such a rush to burn it all down, might actually be able to have a conversation about it.
You want my analysis of what the overarching place this comes from?
Yeah, sure. Of
you don't seem that excited.
I can't listen. It's 5:30. I came here for this purpose.
You don't seem that excited about it.
I'm on pins and needles.
Okay. I think it mostly comes from there's a faction of the left that their whole identity is really about being social justice warriors.
Sam Harris seemed cautious because Bill Maher was ready to strongly challenge his ideas. Maher pointed out something that many people on the left do not like to admit. He said there's a group within the movement that focuses heavily on social justice identity. According to Maher, for these people, politics is no longer about solving real problems or improving lives. Instead, it has become about showing moral superiority, controlling language, and constantly finding new things to be offended by. He described this as a kind of performance rather than meaningful action. Rather than bringing people together, Maher believes this approach creates more division and weakens their own side politically.
Who wins the next election? And outdated racial pandering is one reason Democrats lose elections. When Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi put on kente cloth, I don't think it earned them one vote for their powerful emotional ties to Ghana. Here in California, we're now segregating kidnapping. Really, California doesn't just have Amber Alerts for missing children. We have Ebony Alerts for black children and Feather Alerts for Native American kids. What is that? We look for them by listening on the ground?
Bill Maher also argued that the Democratic Party is losing support because of its strong focus on identity politics. He explained that many issues in America now quickly become political, even topics like culture, entertainment, and education. This constant politicization is tiring for many voters. People feel frustrated when they're told to see everything through race, gender, or identity. Instead of feeling represented, they feel like they're being lectured. Because of this, some voters who once supported Democrats are now moving toward the right. Maher believes this shift helped Donald Trump gain political momentum and change the direction of American political discussions.
Remember during COVID, David Leonhardt in the New York Times, a really great reporter, and he did this story about the percentage of Republicans versus Democrats what their assessment was how many people with COVID were hospitalized. The Democrats are off like by 50%. Right. There was like half the population. And I forget what the line that he wrote was, but it was something like on the left, like COVID safety is very core to their identity. And I'm just not talking about just COVID, but like it's very core to their identity that we're the good people. We're the people who don't want anybody to die from COVID. Well, nobody really did. Nobody wanted. There were honest disagreements, but nobody really wanted people to
Maher said that the woke left often believes it has the moral high ground over everyone else. They see their ideas as completely correct and beyond criticism. In their view, they are not just part of the debate, they act like judges of what is right and wrong. People who disagree are often labeled as ignorant or on the wrong side of history. Maher warned that this mindset is dangerous. When people focus more on winning arguments than on truth, facts can become distorted. Numbers may be exaggerated, and complex issues get simplified into slogans. During COVID-19 pandemic, he said debates often became about enforcing one opinion instead of allowing open discussion. In many cases, disagreement was treated as unacceptable.
Even if you like identity politics, this kind of thing is antiquated. From 2010 to 2020, the number of people identifying as multiracial in America went up 276%. 1 in 5 newlyweds now are in an interracial marriage, and that number goes up to 100% in ads for Subaru. You couldn't do a remake of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner today because almost 100% of Americans approve of interracial marriage, especially with rich in-laws.
Maher's main point is that identity politics is no longer as effective as it once was. In the past, it helped bring attention to real injustices and motivated people to support important causes. However, he believes times have changed. Society has made progress in many areas, and now voters care more about everyday issues like jobs, safety, and opportunities. Because of this, identity-based messaging does not connect with people the same way anymore. Instead, it can feel repetitive or out of touch with real life. Maher's message is more of a warning to Democrats. If they continue focusing too much on identity politics, they could lose moderate voters. He suggests they should rethink their strategy, especially with the 2028 presidential election coming closer.
The overarching thing was like, we have to be the good people. On COVID, the people with the lawn signs. It's in this house we believe there are no illegals on stolen land, and all love is love. And things I don't disagree with, of course. Well, I disagree with the stolen land thing. That's silly. Either shut up or give it back. But just in general, they have this idea that they are only really fully alive if they are taking the cause of some marginalized group. So they keep finding, obesity was one for a while. Again, that's completely Orwellian. Like, healthy at any weight, how dare anyone tell you that is bad for you to be obese now that we have Ozempic?
Maher also said that the woke movement often keeps searching for new causes to support. Once a group is chosen, the issue is presented as something everyone must agree with. One example he gave was the body positivity movement related to obesity. Some activists claimed that people could be healthy at any weight and that discussing health risks was unfair or offensive. Critics who disagreed were often attacked. However, this idea became less stable when drugs like Ozempic became popular. Suddenly, many people who supported healthy at any size began supporting weight loss treatments. Maher said this showed a contradiction in the movement's message.
Same thing, like somehow that got completely inverted. We defend your right to live on the sidewalk, where it used to be the compassionate thing was to get you off the sidewalk, right? All these, areas were disabled. It was like, how dare you say that and then it's just different. It's not a handicap. They said that you have to rethink what you think about disabled. It's just a different way of doing it. We're not worse because we can't hear. Yeah, if I couldn't hear, I'd think I was worse. I would like to get my hearing.
Maher also spoke about homelessness, especially in places like California. He said the problem has become very visible, with homeless camps appearing in many public areas. Some critics believe that instead of solving the problem, certain policies are making it easier for people to stay on the streets. Programs that provide tents and temporary help are often seen as compassionate, but critics argue they do not fix the root issues. Maher believes the focus should be on helping people recover through treatment and structured support. He also warned that sometimes In trying to be supportive, people may unintentionally encourage others to accept limitations instead of overcoming challenges.
Elba, who says, as humans, we are obsessed with race, and that obsession can really hinder people's aspirations. Actress Raven-Symoné agrees. She told Oprah, I'm tired of being labeled. I'm not an African American. I'm an American. She says, I don't know what country in Africa I'm from. My roots are in Louisiana.
Many people today feel tired of being labeled and placed into categories. They are also frustrated when told they are still facing the same level of oppression as in the past, even if their personal experiences show progress. In the United States, many changes have taken place over time. Opportunities have improved, laws have changed, and many barriers have been reduced. This does not mean all problems are gone, but it does show that progress has happened. Maher's point is that ignoring this progress makes political messaging feel disconnected from reality. He believes recognizing improvement does not deny past struggles. It simply acknowledges the truth. If this progress is ignored, some voters may feel their achievements are not being respected.
Marginalized people. And I think this is what you have with the trans. We found the civil rights issue of our generation, and we can go into battle. You know, to them, progress is a threat.
Yeah, I mean, you never admit that it's been accomplished, and that's the thing. I mean, I think you could see that most clearly on race, right? It's like we made so much progress, and then we got to a point where we had to be told from the far left that no, this is just a sham form of progress. Actually, things have never been worse on some level. I mean, you know, two-term black president meant nothing. That's basically tokenism, and we just have a 5-alarm fire right now in the year 20.
Critics say that within the woke movement, nothing ever feels enough. As soon as one issue is addressed, another one appears. This makes it hard to measure real progress. For example, discussions about racial inequality continued even after the election of Barack Obama, who served 2 terms as president. Some people still argue that the system has not changed at all. Now, debates have shifted toward topics like whether the country is ready for a female president. Others argue that readiness is not the issue, since women have successfully led many countries. Critics also say that strong accusations against entire groups, such as blaming all white people for racism, have created resentment. This, they argue, has increased division instead of encouraging honest and balanced discussions.
That, to me, obviously there still is racism, you know, and there always will be, just like there will always be criminals. You know, it's just not something that, unfortunately, you can extirpate from the hearts of people, and you can't legislate that away.
I mean, I think there's more racism now than there was. I mean, I think there's certainly a backlash to black and brown identity politics, right? So we have white identity politics now on the right, which is not good. And whether you think about that as just unmasking the racism that was already there or producing new racists, I don't know how you figure that out, but it does seem like a less hopeful moment around race in America than it did.
Yes, they went to a place, as we've discussed, many people have discussed, oppressed, oppressor. Everything had to be one or the other. So the whole Middle East thing got subsumed.
Finally, debates about race have also affected discussions about jobs and opportunities. Some activists support giving positions based on racial identity to correct past inequalities. On the other hand, critics believe that merit and qualifications should always come first. This disagreement has increased political and cultural divisions. It remains a complex issue with strong opinions on both sides. With that, the discussion comes to an end. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider liking the content and subscribing for more. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.